Hey folks, what's going on? Welcome back to Matt's Casual Cooking, and also welcome back to Comfort Food Month. We're going to be making a very good recipe today, one that I get from my brother in law's mom, and this one is called Sue's Pot Roast. It's very tasty, very tender. It's a great meal that you will enjoy for the upcoming year. So we're going to go over all the ingredients and how to put together, and let's get to it.
All right, folks, so I'm going to go over the recipe, but as I go through it, we're going to go over the original first, and then I'm going to talk about the modifications that you can do to this recipe that I've done over the years. Not all the time, but sometimes because I like experimenting with the food. So initially, you're going to need a 3.5 to 4 pound boneless pot roast. If you got a little bit more, don't worry about it. You're going to need 1 packet of onion soup mix, and you're going to need 3 cups of water. Now, for some of our optional items for the pot roast, is you're going to need some kosher salt, some ground cumin, and you're going to need some frozen vegetables. Now, I suggest frozen vegetables for this because they are just a little bit easier to put into the crock pot. Today I am using diced onions and crinkle cut carrots. Now you can use, if you want, you can use broccoli or any other sort of frozen veggie that you can really think of. So we're going to go over the pot roast first, and I will see you in just a minute. All right, folks, so this part here, like I said in the opening, is completely optional. If you don't want to do this step, go ahead and just add it to your crock pot right away. There's no harm, no foul in doing it that way. So, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some kosher salt and sprinkle it on top. And you want to make sure you get the sides as well, if I can get it. And just go ahead, and even if you want to take some in your hand, kind of put it on there and kind of move it around. Just make sure you get all sides of this as well as the bottom, and then you're going to want to do the same for the ground cumin. So once you have it covered in the spices, I'm actually going to move on then to the next step before we cook this. So I will see you as soon as this is done. All right, folks. Now for this step, you're going to need a good pair of tongs, and you're just going to need a cooking pan, and I put some oil in it. And what we're doing here is we're actually going to sear the sides of this. So what you want to do is once one side is done, and that actually includes the sides here as well, you'll just want to hold it up on the side like that. Now what we're doing while we're doing this is going to add a little bit of flavor to the crust of the meat while we're cooking it. Now again, this step is optional. If you wanted to just put it in the crock pot with the seasoning or without, you certainly can. But I do like doing this way occasionally, but if I'm pressed for time, I don't normally do this, but it doesn't matter because either way, this is a very tasty meal. Now for the searing though, just let it sit there for only about a minute or two. We're not trying to obviously cook the entire thing. We're just trying to get a nice browning on the outside of it. All right, so you can see I flipped it over. You can see we've got a nice little sear going here. I probably Could have left it on another minute, um, but that's okay for now. So once you're done searing it, go ahead and just add it automatically now to your crock pot. So then once this is done, I will see you then. Alright folks, so the meat is nice and seared, and all we're going to do now is your next step, whether you've seared it or not or spiced it up, is you're just going to sprinkle the soup mix on top. And there we go. And now all you're going to do is with your water, and I poured 3 cups in here, is just kind of go ahead and put it in there. And it's going to cover a good portion of this. Now go ahead and cover this, and we're going to cook it on high initially for 2 hours. And then after the 2 hours is up, I will talk to you about the next step. So I will see you then. Alright folks, so it's been 2 hours, and all we're going to do now is, if you want, you can go ahead and add your vegetables to the crock pot, and then you're going to want to turn your crock pot on low, and we're going to cook it for another 6 hours. And then after that, I will see you at the end then.
Alright, folks, so it's been 6 hours, and this is very nice and tender. It's very juicy, and it's going to be very tasty once you eat it, and it's going to be a very good meal for yourself in the upcoming months to keep yourself nice and cozy. So if you enjoyed making this recipe today, like, subscribe, share. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of it after you've tried it. And I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for sticking with me through Comfort Food Month, and I'll see you next time. Take care.